Welcome to the show about the show, the podcast. This is episode 432. My name is Will, and I've been monitoring communications from the far reaches of outer space. I'm accompanied by Ben, an aspiring magician and overall very eerie child. Hi, Ben.
Hello.
Rounding out our cast is Atticus, who set up his amp and microphones in the middle of the living room. I understand you have a little show for us?
Yeah, I'm very happy to put something on. I also am going to provide the gibberish. You know, you guys can do the the Cooper, and I'll just be the gibberish.
Very good. This is a show currently about Twin Peaks. Today we're talking about season 2, episode 2, called Coma. We also have a Patreon where we release a bonus hangout show every week. That's over on patreon.com/Dr. Skeleton. Question for the two of you to start off the episode: creamed corn, yum or yuck?
Disgust. I mean, I'm anti all corn, but that's a next level of disgusting
But you're
to me.
pro cream.
That's true.
You're the cream.
That's true.
You're the cream boy.
I like dairy's pretty good, but this is disgusting.
So that's a yuck from Ben.
Bastardization. Yeah.
Atticus.
I don't
Cream
think
corn,
it's
yay or nay?
it's featured heavily in my life to have a strong opinion about it. I feel like the times I've had it, it's been prepared lovingly next to in the context of a delicious, perhaps Thanksgiving meal, and it hasn't ruined the meal, but it also wasn't the star of the show, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I guess I was trying to think of like, have I had creamed corn? And I guess maybe there was some sort of creamy corn dish at a Thanksgiving that I'm sure was delicious. But it's, don't have any... you're reacting very strongly to this. You're really not about
Yeah.
this.
I really don't. It looks like vomit.
What if you held it in
Cream.
your hands, like just loose creamed corn? Does
I
that make it any
know,
more
that's-
appetizing?
That was. I really was. I mean, I remembered. I forgot it, and then as it's happening in this episode, I'm remembering that like,
This is where
Yeah,
you drew the
don't
line
like
of uncomfortable to watch.
It is. It's like it is that for me. You know, sometimes you're like, oh, I'm an open-minded TV or film viewer or something, and then something happens, and you have to be like a little too, okay, this is my, I don't know, reactionary thing or whatever, and this is it for me. Where I'm like, it's breaking the fourth wall in a sense, and I don't like. It's gross.
Sure. I do think that food in Twin Peaks is interesting to pay attention to. I mean, the whole Meals on Wheels meal that Donna brings to that lady, we get just one shot of the plate altogether. I guess we get two, like one with the cream corn, one without. The rest of it looks nasty too. Like the whole tableau.
It's like dry rice.
Yeah,
And I'll
like
bring your meal tomorrow. The other thing you're going to eat today, it seems like.
Yeah. And we see that like the bubbling hospital food in the last episode, but and we didn't like the Hayward dinner, but the breakfasts at the Great Northern to me look very good. That stuff looks really good to me. Like they make I don't know, maybe this is just like I like some stuff and I don't like others, but I don't know if there's the food that Cooper eats and is around good stuff. He really likes the pie, and the pie looks good to me too. The coffee looks good to me, but like the other meals look rotten to me, frankly.
Yeah. I mean, it really fits that house. I know I've talked shit about the Hayward house before, and yeah, everybody's house. Don't like it.
The end of this episode, like, really dials in on the like horror of this kind of house in a really cool way.
Sorry if you live in that kind of house. A lot of people do. It's a common look. Maybe not anymore, but it was a common look.
I honestly don't think it's. I mean, maybe I'm trying to save you here by saying like it's not necessarily just the house. I think there's something about like the way that it's photographed and dressed and the vibes of the show. Like I'm sure you could have a house set up that doesn't like have like the horrible murder vibes that these houses do.
That helps to keep the murderers out.
Yeah. But yeah, change up your decoration a little bit. Goes a long way. Open the windows, probably.
Lock the door.
Yeah.
Lock the door. Let's talk about this episode. This one was written by Harley Payton. It was directed by David Lynch. And it aired October 6th, 1990. I'm going to read the Log Lady intro for the first time in our podcast here because I do think it makes a difference. I can definitely see how, even though I'm not watching them with the Log Lady intros, I just read the intro and like it sets you up for the episode. It sets you in a it makes you be thinking.
And where could you find these? Was this like a bonus, or is this on the German version?
These were on the DVD releases.
Okay,
they were.
Yeah, from the Blu-ray one as well.
Presumably, probably the VHS too. Like the first time, like the home release after the show came out. So like years later, but not like too many years later. It does seem to be like. I think my house just shook. That's not good.
Try using the garbage disposal.
Yeah, could be. I lost my train of thought. I'll just read the intro. Okay. So this is Margaret Lanterman, the Log Lady, saying, "As above, so below. The human being finds himself or herself in the middle. There is as much space outside the human, proportionately, as inside. Stars, moons, and planets remind us of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Is there a bigger being walking with all the stars within? Does our thinking affect what goes on outside us and what goes on inside us? I think it does. Where does creamed corn figure into the workings of the universe? What really is creamed corn? Is it a symbol for something else?" So, like, right? Like, that would, if you heard that before watching, like, this episode, I feel like that calibrates you to receive
creamed corn.
Creamed corn, and also like it prompts you to, I don't know, be thinking about it probably closer to the way that would make this show more effective than like I feel like we've been kind of digging for this frequency in our discussion here, but where like just like an intro like that sets you up to be like, okay, I'm already there. So gonna read them.
It does makes me shudder again just hearing that. It's
Creamed
like
corn.
such a beautiful. You got like a beautiful thing you're saying, and then you throw in creamed corn. And,
bro, somebody
ruins it for me.
Creamed my corn, dog. Dude, where's my corn? Who creamed my corn?
Ooh.
This is really getting to you. Sorry, man. Okay,
it's really getting me. Yeah, it's like if you watch like In the Mood for Love or something like that, and then like at the end they like take a little slurp of cream corn. Oh, disgusting! I hate that movie now. It's just very off-putting, you know.
Yeah. It also it was like an enormous serving too. I guess we don't need to get into it. All right. Been struggling.
More than 2 handfuls.
Yes. Cooper and Albert discuss breakthroughs in the case over breakfast. Cooper says that Ronette Pulaski has finally awoken from her coma, but is still unresponsive, likely as a traumatic side effect of what she had gone through the night Laura died. He plans on showing her the sketches of Leo Johnson and Bob, hoping that she'll be able to identify either man. Albert questions if anyone has even seen Bob since the murder, then reads Jacques Renault's autopsy results. His cause of death was not strangulation, but rather smothering with a pillow, the assailant having worn gloves to cover their tracks. As for the mill fire, the preliminary results appear to be arson, with Albert pointing the finger squarely at Leo. Albert has a little mark in the middle of his forehead. I wonder if that was just like makeup thing, or they caught him on Ash Wednesday. I'm not sure.
Ash Wednesday.
Speak a little Tibetan for him, Coop. Yeah.
Once again, just really being reminded of how I gotta do it. One of these times I'm going to remember to look it up ahead of time. What's Twin Peaks like in China?
Yeah. And yeah, the breakfast looking great. I wanted orange juice after seeing this. Yeah. Albert also mentions that he and his men have interrogated everyone at the Great Northern Hotel to figure out who shot Cooper, but to no avail. Okay, so yeah, Albert's men, really quick. He's bagooned occasionally, but very occasionally. We don't really see his men very often, but apparently they are there, lurking somewhere in the wings. Albert brings special mention to the waiter who saw Cooper bleeding out in his room, saying that the elderly man has no memory of that night. Darn, I was hoping that guy was gonna be the break we needed in the case. He seemed to be really on the ball.
It was just really cool, playing it cool. Seen it before.
Cooper brings up his missing ring to Albert, much to his confusion. Albert then reveals that he has another reason for coming back to Twin Peaks. Wyndham Earle, Cooper's former partner, has escaped without a trace from the mental institute he had been locked up in. Unknown to either agent, the mysterious caller who asked for Josie the night before is sitting nearby, watching Cooper intently. So this is maybe the first or maybe the second time we've seen Cooper actually like shaken. I think the log lady threw him off game a little bit in the first season, but hearing that Wyndham Earle is on the loose really got to Coop.
It is interesting thinking back about that moment, because like it just doesn't fit in with the rest of him to not have just played around and just listen to that log. But
just go with it. Yeah. Any other comments about the opening scene here in the Great Northern? Very well.
Did we talk about the background? The polite barbershop quartet.
Oh yeah,
just chilling.
Yeah. The singers.
Yeah.
Of course. I thought they were gonna. I thought that was gonna go somewhere in the scene.
Yeah.
They gotta eat too. Sometimes those guys are just around.
Mm-hmm. They were singing though.
That's the David Lynch way.
They was
humming.
Yeah,
sing too, of course.
Yeah. Donna begins her Meals on Wheels route, dropping off a meal for Mrs. Tremond. She is unnerved with her interaction with both her and her grandson, an aspiring magician, who shows her a trick where he makes the creamed corn disappear from the food tray and appear in his hands. This is a Ben-ass tuxedo child.
This is This is the most David Lynch stand-in character so far.
He looks just like David Lynch. This kid.
How did they get
dead ringer?
How did they do
so
that?
Crazy.
I
don't know.
I was almost scared to say it because I didn't know if you were going to have like a production note that like, oh yeah, by the way, this is David Lynch's child. Something. I don't know.
I don't have a note on that, but it just, I mean, the haircut does a lot. Like you just kind of get somebody's hair into that position, I guess.
That's true.
But
I know he's did he direct this one?
He directed it.
I mean, I know he's director, showrunner, whatever, but I can just imagine it so much more clearly than any other character, him just being like, okay, let me show you what you're going to do. And then David Lynch does it, and then Kid does it because it just
it mirrors exactly
just one to one.
Yeah. I wonder if you get that a lot more with child actors in general. I mean, not to doubt like the ability. Maybe there's some like child actors who like really are like in it as artists or whatever, but I feel like, I don't know, the way I would probably end up directing a kid is like, just like mimic me. Like we're not gonna don't
Yeah.
don't
I'm not
get
going to
into,
drag you
like,
through the process to think about this.
yeah, I'm not
correctly.
gonna give you like a motivation, even though I'm sure like kids have like better imaginations. They're playing pretend like more often than adults, that kind of thing. So I don't know, maybe
All
they're,
kids are method, I think, probably.
yeah,
Maybe
okay.
make all the kids method. You gotta live the life of a magician.
You're gonna be
An
carrying this
aspiring
creamed
magician.
corn around. Yeah, I mean, aspiring. He's making that CC jump around. That's a pretty good trick. Donna asks Mrs. Tremond for any information about Laura, but while she didn't know her very well, she points Donna to her neighbor, Mr. Smith, saying that he was Laura's friend. At the mentioning of Mr. Smith, Tremond's grandson says, "J'ai un M solitaire," which,
Mhm.
if my high school French is to be recalled, translates to "I have only one friend."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Would have guessed it was what you say at the end of winning solitaire, which is "I have a solitaire."
Like, that's Yahtzee. That's solitaire.
Donna,
I don't. Okay,
oh,
I have to say I don't like.
this
There's
show. Get me out of
something
this
very.
podcast. We're done.
There's something very bad about. To me, there's something very wrong about saying what happened in that scene, or like describing. It's kind of something bad about just. Yeah, our podcast, just trying to describe what happens in a David Lynch
Sure. Yeah.
movie or TV show or something like that. Like, I want to say when a couple of minutes ago when you said like, yeah, he does the magic trick to make the thing. That's not what happened in my mind. That's not a
Sure.
magic trick. This is a bit of, kind of absurdism going on in front of your eyes, right? I guess, yeah. I don't know. So there's just something very off about even saying it out loud, saying what you think happened out loud.
Absolutely. I think that, I mean, it's good to ground ourselves in this every once in a while, but yeah, like the mission of what we're doing here, it's not necessarily just to remember like what happens on screen in the episodes. I guess we should be bringing up our reactions to them and talking through, how we're feeling.
Yeah.
The creamed corn, like discussed, is actually really great for that, and the other things that like we think like these things mean whatever. Yeah, the whole project of undertaking writing down a summary of what happens in a David Lynch project, or really any translating like any piece of art to another medium, like writing down what happens in anything, is you're going to lose something in translation. And I think that David Lynch he's a master of the form in a way that like there's just nothing else that can capture what he's trying to do. And so like we can't just like tell you what happens or say what happens, because it's on the show, it's on the screen. That's what happens. But we can talk through our reactions and thoughts about it, and so that's what we're trying to do here. So yeah, like is the magic trick? Is it a magic trick? Is it something else?
Because to me it
Yes,
registers
both.
by way of comparison. And this is sorry, I'm not trying to criticize what we're doing anymore, but it's TV Tropes Man describing it as a magic trick is almost like if you described like in what's it called? Help me with the French on this one. Un chien andalou. Never had to say it out loud.
On chien, on the loo. I don't know.
Yeah, the Andalusian dog, whatever. It's like if you said like, oh, a woman slices her eye in half with a razor blade and then it turns into the moon or whatever. It's like I guess that's one way to describe it, but it's not. Yeah, to me it's more to the point here. To me it's a very exciting, kind of mystic, absurd, abstract scene. I guess it's just kind of like almost like abstract art in a way, playing out in front of you. I really like that. People, you're kind of confused for a moment. Mm-hmm. People in the scene are kind of confused as well. Well, they're confused, but they're also kind of confusing you. They're kind of baffling in a way, and how they react and play off one another, kind of move things, keep moving things forward.
Yeah.
In spite of the absurdism playing out in front of you.
And I think you mentioned this, but we've said it before, but that is where DL is king, you know, like where he's operating in the middle of that, where like he is. One of the cool things about this guy is that like he's very he's so technically perfect with stuff that like he can do the like do it normal stuff like really really well, like the Elephant Man, for example. Like there's not like abstract stuff. I mean, I'm sure there's some abstract is a tough word to be using, but like it's kind of it's a drama, and it's like traditionally photographed, and it's using the cinematic tools the way you would kind of expect them to very good effect throughout it. It's like a very touching, moving story, well acted, well directed, and all these like traditional ways the way we might imagine a movie. And Twin Peaks, he's having fun with it, and he knows what it means to like when I'm making movies, I'm making images, making TV, I can put a shot of a tray with creamed corn right next to a shot of a tray without creamed corn, and then that's gonna like do something to your brain. It's going to confuse you. It's going to throw you off. And then you're going to be looking to be grounded in it. And people aren't going to be like reacting in the way that you think that they should be. And that's going to cause yet a further reaction to you or in your brains about this stuff. And he knows exactly what he's doing. He can dial in exactly on the feeling. And what does it mean? Is it a symbol for something? As the log lady asks in the prologue, that's not really important. It's the reaction that we're being pulled into, and he's always operating on that level.
Do his movies feel like this?
Some of them do. Yeah.
Yes, some of them. Yeah. Elephant Man's a good pull of one that doesn't quite feel like that. The Straight Story for us Iowa folk. Mm-hmm. That's another one that's done more straight, I guess.
Yeah. He likes to say that that's his weirdest film, or,
yeah.
Because it's in that way. Mulholland Drive is, I mean, we should maybe finish this series off, the Twin Peaks series, like maybe watch like one or two other like David Lynch projects. Maybe we can do a synthesis type thing of like we watch Straight Story and Mulholland Drive or something. But there's as an uninitiated college student, I think I have a very vivid memory watching this specific episode in our college apartment together, you and I, Ben, in a way that I don't have with other episodes. I don't know why that is, but I watched Mulholland Drive, I think probably before I tried watching Twin Peaks, just because I heard it was like a famous movie or something. and I ended up loving it. But the part that really like pulled me over to it was like there's a scene in Mulholland Drive where the actors are performing a scene within the scene, and they do it normal, the way that would be like in another kind of movie. And I watched, I was like, oh shit, okay, he, not realizing like this was the whole point, in a lot of ways, be like, oh, he can do it normal style. He is doing the other. It's the other way for a reason, and it just kind of helped, young me figure it out in a way. But yeah, so I would, for the most part, most of his other projects are somewhere along that continuum of. I mean, Twin Peaks is kind of like the David Lynch project, and I'm sure that the Return is kind of that, like, distilled perfectly, I hear. So we'll get to see that more, but like his other like movie projects, some more like Inland Empire. I think isn't that one like more extreme?
Sure. Yeah.
Abstract, maybe that's the way to say it.
Yeah. I'd say so. Yeah.
Donna walks over to Mr. Smith's house. Mr. Smith's house, leaving behind a note for him when no one answers the door. As she walks away, somebody from inside the house briefly opens a blind to watch her, only to quickly close it when she turns around. At the hospital, Cooper and Harry show Ronette the sketches. Though still nonverbal, she shakes her head no when Leo's sketch is brought up. When she sees Bob's sketch, however, she immediately has a panic attack, thrashing around in her bed while repeatedly shouting the word train.
They do only show her 2 sketches, and she does react not the best to the first one, though. They should have shown her some what do you call it? Like a control?
Yeah.
A control.
Honestly, like they should have left her alone.
Yes. It is definitely too soon for this. Not really. No one seems to be there to look out for her well-being.
Oh my
the second,
god!
Like, she regains consciousness, we're gonna try to show her assailant.
The chairs.
The chair scene.
The best
awesome.
part of the scene is for the first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like how funny and frustrating this scene starts to the like how upsetting it ends is kind of the Twin Peaks trick all in one.
I think that's what made me, when I was watching it, feel like something had been turned up. Like we were cranking the Twin Peaks dial for this episode because it was very funny, and then like leave her alone.
Yeah. I guess I missed that like the first sketch was supposed to be Leo. It didn't really look like Leo to me, or it didn't. So I thought it was just a control. Like we're just gonna draw a face, see
guy.
Yeah,
I feel like that's fair.
A guy. And then the second one obviously is Bob.
Maybe if they done why did they have to do a drawing of Leo? They got pictures of him.
I guess if they didn't have a picture of him already, they would go into the hospital and get him with like a like tube coming out of his mouth. Unplugging him for the photo. Beep. Whoops. Ben and Jerry sit in the office of the hotel, now in possession of both of the mill's ledgers, and plan to burn one of them. They realize that both ledgers hold some value to their plans. The real one would hold up under any investigations after the sale of the land, which can't go through unless Pete signs to approve the sale of the mill and its land, since Andrew's will specifies that Catherine or one of her heirs must also sign for any land deals, while the fake one could make the selling price more profitable. Ben suggests burning both of them instead. I guess this is the first time that the brothers are thinking through their plan. Seems like a bad idea to get this far and then be like, what are we gonna do? So what's the move?
What is our goal actually here?
I think we just kind of want to cause some mischief.
I love.
It
I
is
think
good-
what we do know is that we are not certain, or whatever the
Yes.
phrasing was.
Yeah, Jerry's fit is predictably bizarre. It's not my favorite of his fits. I don't really like the bow tie chain. Actually, I really don't like the bow tie chain. But I do very much like the smoked cheese pig that he's eating.
Yeah.
Boys are into
Very
food.
cool.
It seems like Ben is always going to make fun of him, but it seems like he's earnestly just as like into it as, or what's
Yeah.
your read? Does he
Yeah.
like playing along at all, or is he genuinely sharing the same interests as Jerry?
I think he shares the same interests. Yeah. I feel like I think they started out maybe on slightly different wavelengths where Ben is kind of like trying to like reel him in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're both, two versions of the same psycho. As Andy struggles to hang up posters in the diner, once again, they're making this guy
evolving.
like, yes, too dumb. Yeah. As Andy struggles to hang up posters in the diner, the log lady questions Major Briggs. She says that her log wants him to deliver the message, which he appears to understand. Also in this scene, Norma asks Margaret, the log lady, to quit sticking her nasty tree gunk on the walls, which I think is a fair request from Norma's end. Gross. Don't do that.
I did I mishear? I guess I just misheard it. I should have put the subtitles on and rewatched that part, but I was confused this time because I thought she was asking her not to put her like chewing tobacco under the table. Because she's chewing on
pitch.
something.
Yeah,
right?
it's like the like tar from
It-
the tree or something, sap or whatever.
Oh, is that?
Man.
But is that the same? That's different than chewing tobacco, or is that the same thing? I guess I don't know what either of these things are in real life.
I don't think she's chewing tobacco. I think she's chewing on some tree bullshit. I don't think it's like a thing that people
Okay. Like
normally
sap.
chew on. Yeah.
That's not what the old baseball players chewed on, is it?
No, that's tobacco.
So that's tobacco. Okay, that makes more sense than making the log lady like a, Babe Ruth,
Yeah. Yeah.
chewer, whatever.
Mhm.
It's weird that anyone
okay,
under
it's-
50 does that, by the way.
Dips.
Chewing tobacco?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a big thing in high school.
Really?
In my high school, as I recall, yeah. They're like, you can't smoke in school, and we have to remind you, you can't chew tobacco in school. And it's very easy for us to see that you have a big fat lip when you put the tobacco.
I think it's a very like it's a
performative thing.
yes, very performative thing for Iowans to do or like boys to do.
Yeah.
I knew some people who did that and they're like, what are you trying to do here, man? This is
Yeah.
Major Briggs reminds me a lot of John Locke, actually, character-wise. And it's not just because they have the same haircut. Last week, Ben, you said that he was a mystic, and I had that in mind this episode.
Mm-hmm.
He appears to be a no-nonsense fella encountering nonsense in good faith. Is kind of the way I am thinking about it. He's engaging with the log lady, like not just out of politeness, but like earnestness. Like, you have something to say to me, even though it's like weird what you're doing. Like we might think it's weird what she's doing, but he'll just like, yes, ma'am, I don't think I've been introduced to your log, kind of thing. And then, later on, he reveals to Cooper like what's been happening with him, and his vibe is not woo woo. It's just like, yeah, the universe is weird. The world of Twin Peaks is weird. And what do you do when you're presented with the weird, but like go along with it in some ways? Yeah.
I would call that a mystic. That's my definition of a mystic, I think.
My picture of someone like that is a little bit more, I don't know, shamanic or woo woo, I guess.
Sure.
Be like, no, just like honestly, Cooper with his like close your eyes and like feel the stuff. Like he's trying too hard for it, almost. There's like a more matter of factness that Major Briggs and John Locke bring.
I see
that. I think is like the interesting piece that I'm keying in on. But like I wouldn't disagree that mystic is like could be the right word for it. But I think there's something extra about the personalities. But there's this like traditionally, especially like masculine, fact based pursuits. Like the name John Locke, he's an empiricist. He's taking like you take in the world with the empirical facts that you're presented with, and then when those lead you to messages from aliens and like logs talking to you, that's just part of the world. It's not like yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Back at the police department. Andy reveals to Lucy that when he tried to donate sperm in the past, the doctors discovered that he was sterile. He then questions how Lucy managed to get pregnant under these circumstances, but she refuses to answer. Sweater check. Lucy's sweater rocks. It's great. Nice wool. I don't think Andy was this dumb in the first season. He has tape all over his head, thinks being sterile means he doesn't need to bathe.
Yeah.
And I guess thinks for some reason that he's going to get kissed at the end of this interaction. Bro.
That's disappointing.
They do a lot of little shot check here. They do a lot of framing Lucy with her name plaque thing, so it just says Moran in the scene or in the shot. Did you guys notice that? She's got the little name plaque that says Lucy Moran, and they do a lot of the shots are framed so it perfectly just shows Moran at the bottom of the
interesting
screen.
I remember looking at it.
I don't think I realized it even said Lucy.
Out. Yeah. That sweater is incredible, though.
Oh yeah,
just
good.
Found it.
Cooper and Harry find Hank waiting for them in the sheriff's office so he can sign his parole report for the week. After he leaves, Cooper asks Harry how he knows Hank. Harry responds by telling him that they grew up together and was even a member of the Bookhouse Boys.
It's a crazy encounter. Like that he's just waiting in the sheriff's office. Like he like Lucy probably told you to wait outside, right? Like she might have mentioned that, but like how funny that you could just walk into the sheriff's office seems very like that's not how that works.
Yeah. You can't
That's
call
kind of on
him.
the sheriff.
What?
Just being able to walk in, that's kind of on the sheriff, I think.
To have his door shut.
Probably.
Yeah, you gotta have your door shut.
Yeah.
You got files all over your desk and you're meeting parole.
Yeah, locking your shit up. Yeah. I've kind of decided Hank kind of rules. He's kind of the man in a way. They used to be pals, Hank and Harry, and I don't know. Hank is good at using his vibe in the room, or I don't know, social engineering, or whatever. But like we use kind of enemies here, and I'm gonna push it with you. Just gonna be kind of a dick, kind of laugh at the way I'm signing this paper, and just kind of make things difficult for you. Just kind of
But
nothing
not too
really you can
difficult.
really put on me, but he's kind of the man.
It's a funny thing to do when you're on parole. It's kind of a badass thing to do. To be like, yeah, I still fuck around.
I'm still
Right.
me.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it's a little. I mean, I don't know. I would like to. I could definitely see myself thinking I'm as cool as Hank if I'm ever like on parole or whatever. But like just being like, I don't want to ever let on that you got to me sort of thing. And yeah, I'm on parole and you're in charge, whatever, but I'm still being a little bit of an imp about it.
Mm.
Lucy interrupts, saying that Ben Horn is on the phone. And after a lengthy transfer process, Ben is calling to report that Audrey has been missing for at least 2 days, much to their shock. And, much to my shock, Ben noticed it all. He still doesn't seem to be terribly concerned. He's like swigging wine while he tells the cops that his daughter's missing, but he did
my
notice that his
daughter's
daughter's
gone, and it's been a good 2 days, I'd say. Talk to you later.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
It is what it is.
missing. Figured I'd let you know. I don't know.
Do the zoom in, zoom out thing. What do you call that? Actually, never mind. I don't know. Maybe this is more in my mind than what actually happened. What do you call the thing? They do it at the end of Paul Schrader does it at the end of like Mishima when you like. I think
Like a
it's like when
dolly zoom?
you go in the opposite direction, like you zoom in the opposite direction that you move the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if
I don't think
maybe
they,
that's just
they
in my
didn't do
mind,
that
but
in this. Yeah.
whatever. That's how I'm imagining they did it on Cooper.
I heard they did that.
What? My child bride is missing.
I heard they did that in the new Ice-T, like World of Worlds movie.
Yes.
With implying that the webcam is doing that.
Yes, it's physically moving in his office. Yes. Jerry struts back into Ben's office with an unsigned insurance policy for the mill, saying that the insurance agent mentioned Catherine's concerns about Josie being named beneficiary. As the two call one of the Icelandic investors, Leland enters the office only to see a poster of Bob sitting nearby. He claims to know the man on the poster, mentioning that he lived next to his grandfather's summer home. Leland runs out of the office as Ben tells Jerry to kill him, as Leland had already called the investors and informed them about the mill fire, making their plans much more difficult going forward.
Do you guys ever read the scripts for these shows, or like, I don't know if this one was the actual script, but reading like the transcripts of the episodes? You must do that sometimes. Maybe not for Twin Peaks, but do you ever read
What do you mean transcripts?
film scripts?
Or like read a screenplay for a movie?
What do you call it? Yeah.
I have not read any of the Twin Peaks stuff, no.
I was looking at, because I had the thought to myself, and then I was like, I wonder what it looks like for this scene. And I did look that one up, and it was just thinking to myself how bad an actor I would be, because it just like in the script, it's just like Leland, quote, I know that guy. I know that guy. Cut. Not quite like that.
That's really interesting to think about too, because also it still at this point, the direction that actors are being given too, it's not like any of them, perhaps even like the showrunners themselves or the writers and stuff, like know where any of it's really going either. So like there's such an interesting like, you know,
They're
Ray
kind of
Wise
just
is able to,
painting,
yeah,
like just abstract painting.
Yeah.
be weird. Be weird with her. Like they were able to dial in on a vibe and deliver in such an interesting way. Yeah. Does Ben ask Jerry to
do you guys ever
kill
get?
Leland for real, you think?
He
He
does seem
actually-
like he's
Well, that's
sick
what
of him like showing
that's what his
up.
question is. That's what Jerry asks, right?
What he says, is this real Ben or just some strange and twisted dream?
Mm.
Which it's both, bitch. But also, I don't think it, the summary makes it sound like it's like an assignment, like the John Wick notice went out to everybody's like, all right, it's on site for Leland.
Yep.
But I think it was kind of like kind of says it in a way that's like, I hope he would just get hit by a bus sort of thing.
Yeah, that's true. Do you guys get the Seinfeld vibe from this set, from the Ben's office set?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people. It's got the desk, just sort of like the kitchen, and then it's got these big double doors that a lot of people come bursting through, very Seinfeld style, and it's been kind of rolling around in my head that it's a Seinfeld set of Twin Peaks.
When did Seinfeld air? Okay, so it was at the same exact time. Pilot debuted in 1989 on NBC. That's definitely in the air, like the language of Seinfeld.
Jerry bursts through the door.
All right, Packers are ahead 10. The first quarter. Don't like that. Dr. Hayward brings Shelley into Leo's room, explaining that he had successfully removed the bullet lodge in his spine. He explains that it's still too early to know what long-term effects the shooting will have on Leo's physical and mental well-being, but he can keep Leo stable for now. Shelley asks if Leo will go to prison, but Dr. Hayward has no concrete answers, both agreeing that he is already in a sort of prison. As the doctor escorts Shelley out of the room, Leo begins to wake up. Dr. Hayward says Leo is in dreamland.
Interesting.
I appreciate the scene
Your
where
Honor.
the doctor explains, if you let Leo stay with you, I'll make you a very rich person.
Yeah. He's I don't know. I was going to say judge, jury, and executioner, but I guess he's none of those actually. But he's the prosecutor in this situation, sort of.
Hayward is?
He's doing a lot. He's doing a lot. I think people do that ask that of doctors a lot, though.
Like, is he going to prison?
No, they just assume that doctors know a lot because they're thought of as like smart guys or whatever. Oh, these are
Here
the number
comes
one
Ben's
guys in
RFK
our
rant again.
community.
He's doing his thing. You can't trust doctors. Yeah, we know, Ben. At the station, Lucy fields a call from an anonymous caller who refuses to reveal their name, but wants to speak to Harry. Lucy deflects very well. I'm sorry, but without a name,
True.
I can't put you through. I'm very sorry.
I feel
but
like
I'm
you're
gonna
not
have
supposed to
hang
do that. Are you supposed to do that? If you work at the police station?
up. You would think that there's some sort of like, listen, I want to stay anonymous, but I know who killed. Like, I have a really good tip. And they're like, nope.
Gotta tell me your name. I'm gonna have to hang up now. You've got 3 seconds.
At What I Jack's, Audrey takes over to serve a client, the department store manager who sent girls to the casino. Audrey walks into the room and Chapel Roan is vacuuming while he's tied up and blindfolded. He's a man of very particular tastes, it seems.
Mm.
He likes having that vacuum cleaner running. And something's going to happen with that ice. It's nice and frosty. Not sure what.
I was pleased to cut when they cut, the escalation of whatever the next thing was going to be.
Yeah, reading through the script and like, come on, man. Really? Okay. Audrey wraps a cord around his neck and threatens him unless he confesses everything he knows. He reveals that he works for the owner of the casino, Ben Horn, and sends him girls who work at the perfume counter in the store. He says that he also sent Laura and Ronette there as well, and that Laura was only at One-Eyed Jack's for one weekend, only to be kicked out when it was discovered she was on drugs. Ben knew that Laura was there that weekend, and the manager says that, much like Audrey, Laura always got her way.
They have a zero tolerance policy for drugs
For the people that are
One-Eyed Jacks.
being trafficked at the casino. Kind of contrary to what you might expect. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I made that same note that sure, we're going to like imprison you and, be your like pimps and stuff, but like we catch you doing drugs, you're going to be in big trouble.
We run a tight ship.
Mm-hmm. Bobby tells Shelley that he claimed to be Leo's cousin, so if Leo stays out of prison, they can take his disability money. Shelley objects to this plan and says that Harry wants her to make a statement against Leo. Bobby counters that they can finally make Leo pay for everything he's done to her, and they can start a new life together instead. She comes around to the plan and makes out with Bobby.
It's such an awful plan. I hate this plan.
Doesn't sound good on paper. To say, I mean, I know Leo's a bad guy, but he's probably not going to read very well in court someday. My husband became disabled. Yes, technically, yes. And yes, we stole his disability
Neglected
checks.
him.
Doesn't sound great.
It really is like, yeah, the risk of like needing to pay all that back seems like enough of a deterrent in itself to like if you're found out for this. But also not to like quibble too much with the facts of who's paying for what, but I'm in my 30s now. I can maybe point out that it's not exactly Leo paying, right? It's kind of like the taxpayers. It's kind of us, you guys, right? Like a little bit, like. And that's the problem. Nobody wants to work anymore. People just want to sit at home. People are sitting on their stimulus checks. I was just laughing about that this week. Like I was thinking about somebody like still railing against like stimulus checks in 2025, like pointing to that, like why, like I don't know, the Hooters doesn't have enough serve staff there or something.
I was also going to mention. I hope earlier I meant to mention, did it surprise anyone that Twin Peaks, like Dr. Hayward is just like able to do like spine surgery? Like he was able to get a bullet out of Leo's spine. Does that seem like local hospital, like general doctor capabilities?
I mean, in the show we watched before this, you need to have a whole complicated plan to get a specific guy on your island who could pull that off. You can't just use any old doctor.
Or I guess if
to be fair though,
you did leave him in a coma.
Hayward said he did. Yeah, he said he has like no idea what's going to happen next.
I did do spine surgery, but it was one of my first times.
I got the bullet. Surgery might be a strong word. I said I got the bullet out.
Do you think if you're like a surgeon, like you run into the same sort of thing that like whenever I do anything like mechanical or whatever, I always end up like have like a few extra like bolts and stuff. Like if you're like you do surgery and you're like just holding up like a big like dinosaur bone type thing, you're like, where the fuck was this? Like I don't know where this is.
Okay, I should have checked before I
Be
sewed.
connected. Yeah, like are you like missing a screw in there or something? But yeah, I got the bullet out. Who knows what happens next? The chemistry between Shelly and Bobby is insane. It feels like inappropriate to watch. There, those kids are in love. Good for them. Cooper tells Diane about the disappearances of both Wyndham Earle and Audrey Horne. Did I say Audrey Horne. Before being interrupted by a visit from Major Briggs. He reveals that he monitors communications from the outer reaches of space, most of which end up being gibberish. That is, he says, until Thursday night into Friday morning, roughly the same time that Cooper was shot. In the middle of a large string of garbage characters, the message, "The owls are not what they seem," suddenly appeared with perfect clarity before more gibberish followed. Later that morning, another message appeared, this time repeating a single word several times. Cooper. Cooper is stunned by this revelation. This is so sick. I love this.
Koopa, Koopa, Koopa.
Yeah, they spell it in the way that Ben says it. But we think it's still you. It's like, Koopa. No, this was great. I loved this scene. This was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think?
I
What do you
like
guys make of
it.
this?
Yeah, very cool. I love old spy or like space printout stuff where they did it on paper, or in movies where they used to do it
yeah.
on paper.
Print out stuff.
So much better that way. Print it out.
Yeah.
I really enjoy
dot
the
matrix.
I really enjoy the
Oh, shit.
twist that like this guy isn't like I had kind of thought he was gonna play like a foil to like the mysticism. Like he was gonna be like,
Yeah.
Cooper, get out of town if you're in touch with yourself.
Mhm.
But like he's like actually super into it. It's kind of cool, and it's been fun.
in that way, like in the like in these messages that he receives. Yeah. Very cool. James, Maddie, and Donna sit in the living room of the Hayward house singing a song together. This is a very famous scene.
Very famous.
How
It's
y'all
the
feeling?
inception of a band. Were you guys able to peg? Were you guys on the same wavelength as me? Able to peg the band? I've thought about this for a long time, and I've finally kind of got it in my mind of exactly who James sounds like.
Oh man.
Though I don't know if you guys are gonna know it, to be honest.
Oh, I was
Probably
gonna say
do.
Arcade Fire. What do you got?
No, he sounds exactly like Youth Lagoon.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Like
The
100%.
instrumentation, not so much, but yeah, the voice.
The voice,
Mhm.
yeah.
Is it famous or infamous?
What do you think? What do you make
Famous,
of it,
I think.
Is it okay? Because I had
It's
this
iconic in some way.
iconic. Okay, because I had it slightly spoiled for me that the scene was happening at some point. Because when I googled like Twin Peak meme or something,
Mm.
and it was like I'm rewatching and I'm having to watch this scene again, like having to get through this scene was the way it was presented. So I didn't know if that was maybe a hot take or if that's like the consensus that this is a weird.
Well, look within, Atticus. How did you feel about the scene?
I don't know if we needed it. It was kind of long, I feel like, but it was funny. It was weird to me. I don't know.
James had the slap back processing, the live. This is not just a DI situation. He's got he's got a whole like pedal board just off screen for his signal chain there. I will say
What's the ID on the guitar? It's like a Gibson hollow body something.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
something like that. Yeah.
I'll say the song sucks, but the scene is good. That's kind of the
How can
the
it be?
synthesis to me.
That's an interesting
don't know.
contradiction.
I think it's. I mean, I think it's very funny. It's these kids, you know, like the Scooby Doo gang is like, you know, let's check in on what they're doing, and it's this,
this.
like they're in their own little world, and they're working through their feelings in a big way through this scene. I gotta say, I feel terrible
Not recording, right? They were, but the scene starts out with James being like,
all right,
that was
again.
pretty good. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
They must be recording because they're not being amplified by that microphone, are they? It just seems like they're. What's the microphone for if it's not to record? I think they're trying to make a record.
They have to be recording. But yeah, I guess they didn't say that. Huh.
I like the song. I have to say, I like the song and the scene.
I like the processing of the voice. I think that, you know, it's a corny song, and that's part of it. It's that's the point. But I feel terrible for Maddie. She doesn't know anybody in this town, and the only two people in her age that interact with her pull her into this bullshit. Like, okay, maybe this school year I'll like make some friends, and like we're doing this. I have to like sing. What the fuck? This sucks.
I think that's one good use of a house like that. That disgusting house that I would never want to live in for a single night. It does make for a good, I think, like an interesting recording studio vibe, you know? Oh, we recorded our, you know, shitty, you know,
But it should be Midwest emo.
Youth Lagoon
Yeah.
album. But yeah, we did it in the living room of somebody's grandma, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It is a good, yeah, that'd be a good use of it.
Sure. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, David Lynch likes putting a weird live performance in like a weird spot, like in Blue Velvet, singing that song in like the trap house or whatever going on.
Well, we got the Roadhouse, and I don't think it's
Roadhouse
too
makes
much of a
sense.
spoiler to say we're going to see more of the Roadhouse
Yeah.
songs in the future.
Donna notices that Maddie and James are looking at each other suggestively, making her upset. When James asks what's wrong,
He's ogling her. Ooh,
he's doing like the big
out of his head.
wolf. Yeah. He's hammering the top of his head with a big mallet in the middle of the song as like the one-man band going. When James asks what's wrong, she responds by kissing him passionately.
Oh, that's
Dr.
what's wrong.
Hayward. Ah, yes. Okay. Thank you. I got to ask you what's wrong more often, baby. That's what he turns to the camera and says. Dr. Hayward calls downstairs for his daughter, saying that a man named Harold Smith is calling for her. She answers the call and talks to him, setting up a meeting. And now, for this scene.
You've got another adult man for you on the phone.
Honey! Maddie, left by herself in the living room, suddenly sees Bob in the kitchen, leaping over furniture and rapidly closing in on her. Okay, so this is another iconic scene right here. And so the whole song needed to happen for this to happen too, if only to get you know, Maddie into like the physical position of being like sitting on the floor, and the height of the camera there, it's like it makes it so specific because like you can kind of read it draws you into the scene much better than if you know, the coverage was the way every other shot in the show is. Like it's It's like, okay, what's happening in the room? We'll keep the camera at like standing height, eye level, and talk to the have the conversation there. But when Maddie's on the ground, we put the camera at her eye level height there. Like we see like the regular room, but it's off just in a weird way because we're just physically a little bit lower. We're put in that space in because it's just a little bit off. We're put in that space more easily. And also I think interestingly too that like maybe for a lot of viewers well, you're in like a living room and you're at that level of the height of like a little kid, right? Like you would if you see a couch at that level. And then this really fucking scary guy like moves through the room in a way you're not supposed to be moving through the room, right? Like he puts like his damn shoes on the sofa, but like he climbs over the back of it like straight towards you. It's not like walking around it. Even like another assailant might do that or something, but it's just like weird. There's like enough of like offness about it to like make it feel very immediate, but it's just perfect.
It's very, your reasoning though, I mean, I don't, I'm not saying it's not true or couldn't be true, but like of the song is the way to get her into that position. Like sitting in the writer's room, like, well, we need Maddie to be on the floor of Donna's living room and alone. I was like, what if she trips and the other people run to the other room to get her a first aid kit so she's alone for a while? Now, how about they're recording a song? How about they're recording a song instead?
Yeah, sure. It's not the only way to get on her there, but
on the ground.
Let's hear the whole thing.
Frank Silva.
You guys
so
actually
good.
have a song that we can use.
It's that actor's idea.
Frank Silva's so good. Well, I mean, that's what I was going to say. I think him running across the set like that, maybe it was the other way around. They were doing the song, and then they were like, Frank, we need some. He was a lighting guy, right?
No, he was a prop.
We need something. Prop guy.
Prop guy, yeah.
Frank, we need a prop over here. Could you bring it here? And then that's how he just sort of runs like an ape across the room, jumps over the sofa.
They put like
could you do that
a snack for him
one more time?
They put a snack for him, and that's just go get it as quickly as you can.
I feel like there is way too much of like it's very like marketing bullshit to come up with like funny stories from that happened on the set of stuff, and like, oh, he just did this on set and we just loved it and kept it in, and it's it's all like just dreamed up to say on talk shows kind of thing. But I could see a version of this is like, we loved Frank Silva as Bob. He just killed Cheryl Lee and we went with it. He like wrapped her up in plastic and we're like, you know what? Let's make the show.
Did you see the one recently when it was like a clip from a movie it was one of those stupid facts going viral about a Tobey Maguire movie that they said like he just like did this on set, and it's like him like destroying a kitchen with a crowbar.
There's no way if he did that.
Frank Silva's Wikipedia page, I do feel bad for the guy. Like, I'm switching between the page for Bob and the page for Frank Silva, and I mean, both pictures of the guy are extremely scary. like this is the Bob one.
Yeah.
And this is the Frank Silva one.
It's all right.
It's pretty scary. It's pretty scary.
He's got a look to him. And again, too, it's like, he's actually the nicest guy. Like, yeah, well, we didn't think he actually killed people. Okay. Yeah, so Maddie screams in terror, and James and Donna come running back. They don't see anything. After Cooper wakes up from a bad dream, he answers a phone call from Audrey. Cooper tells
Wait, can I ask one more thing on Maddie? Do you guys, if somebody screams from the other room, people are always doing this in movies. Somebody screams from the other room. Do you rush in and immediately run down to them and like cuddle them? That's such a movie TV thing. I guess I'm just maybe a bad person, but I'm not
Just leave?
doing that.
What are you doing?
I'm probably poking my head in, but I'm staying away from them. I'm staying away from them. I'm not running to them with my back to whatever they're screaming at immediately. I'm poking my head in and seeing what's going on.
Does it depend on who you
Before I put
scream at?
myself between. No, I'd say it's maybe. I guess for some people, I'm not poking my head in at all. I'm leaving.
That's
Shelly.
that's Atticus
Shelley
up to his
screamed on-
screaming again. you
Poking my
poke
head
your
in.
head in for your
What's
wife.
going on?
You say you
For my wife,
Yeah,
yeah.
you check in on. You say what's going on.
For
That's nice.
a stranger or for my new high school friend or something, I'm like standing in the
My
other
new
room.
high school friend.
Whoa.
What does that mean?
Like if he was in the
If I was
show.
in high school,
Yeah.
if I was in the show and I had a
okay.
new friend and they came over to my house
Yeah.
and they started
Hold
screaming
on,
from the
man.
other room,
Yeah.
like, whoa, I'm probably freezing where I am. What's going on out there? I'm not going to find out. I want to stay here.
Atticus, what would you do if you heard a scream?
I think I'd run towards them because I would
What?
potentially assume it was like, well, not run toward. I don't know. I think I would do more than poke my head in.
I mean, like I'd finish what I was doing, and then I'd go like check on them.
I'd save. I'd shut down.
I'm near a
I'd
checkpoint,
debrief.
honey. Hold on. Am I the
No,
only one on this
What
call
are you doing,
who
Will?
I would simply rush into action and stop whatever I would protect anybody in need. I would simply save them from
But
what's happening.
how? By running and
Brandishing my
grabbing them?
firearm, you know. I run in,
There- okay.
Firing a warning
running
shot.
guns blame. Yeah,
That's better than what they did. I mean, I'm glad you said that at least. I would not be doing the thing where you just, we rush. Oh, now I'm here. Now I'm at your level. I'm in the same level of vulnerability as you. What's happening? Okay, you've entered the same problem. What was the point of that? Now there's two of us in trouble.
I feel like you like to use that logic like a lot. You know, like it wouldn't make any sense for me to go to the store with you because like what if we both got hit by a car?
I don't think both of our hands should get dirty. If you already have your hands dirty,
No,
I do. That has been
yeah.
I didn't do it this week. Shelly and I have been in trouble, but that has been a thing Shelly and I have disagreed on in the past because that kind of is my logic for when one of us gets sick and we're like, "Ooh, are both of us going to get sick?" I'll usually be like, I'm going to go live upstairs
I'll
for
see you
about
later.
a week.
Good luck.
I'll let you cook for yourself.
Yeah, the whole like
downstairs.
instinctus and health thing is supposed to be like you know, I'll give you space in sickness kind of thing. It's also Ben
Well,
Shelley's
you're right.
6th
It wouldn't make sense
anniversary
for us to
today.
both be
Congratulations
sick.
to you. You're doing great. You're making it work.
It would be worse if we were both sick right now.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so after Cooper wakes up from a bad dream, he answers a phone call from Audrey. Cooper tells her to come home immediately, but right as she agrees to do so, the receiver is pressed down by Blackie, hanging up the call. Save Audrey. Go get her. Now. She's in danger.
Gotta talk faster on the phone. Another movie coded thing. I mean, I know that's how we have a TV show to watch, but hello, Agent Cooper. Here's my whereabouts. Now that the important stuff's out of the way, I've got some chit chat.
you looked good in your suit.
Yeah, he's got enough to find her. All right, gang. Who is the star of this episode in your minds? To me, I'm gonna give it to Don S. Davis as Major Briggs. Yeah, I thought he was a great part of this episode, and I'm gonna give this a 4.
I think it's a Log Lady episode, and it's a 4 as well.
Nice.
I feel like now that I think about it, James really, really
nice.
He put himself out there, you know.
Yes, very true.
I'd say actually, I think I'm gonna say a 3, just because I think it was a little bit more slapsticky.
Okay.
Do you think did he perform the song? Do you know did he perform the song?
It didn't look like it.
I don't think so. Didn't look like it either. Yeah.
We just rewatched.
Do you think that's
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And we're comparing the lip syncing that George Clooney does, compared it to James's singing, and I say GC takes the cake.
Do you think he knew? They're like, James, you're gonna perform this song, and then don't worry, we're gonna have a professional do it. So you're gonna sound really good and a badass, total badass like your character, and then
it was like the way it was.
Watching it the first time. Extreme falsetto.
I love you so much. What are the words?
It's David.
It's kind of like you and me, only you. Yeah.
And me.
James, I'm trembling.
Folks, thanks for listening to the show. Check us out over on patreon.com/Dr. Skeleton for more of our nonsense and to supportive behavior. Next week, we've got season 2, episode 3 to watch. We'll see you then. Goodbye.